All right, so I have a small idea, which should not take longer than a couple minutes, but I hope it can lead me off into the main idea of the bones, as so I call it. If you're new to the channel, too bad. Yeah, I should have watched the old video. So the idea is that how about this? So, I'm gonna call it dominance versus caliber. Okay. Though dominance isn't the perfect word, caliber is the perfect word for what I'm talking about. But I'll explain it to you. So, when I think about dominance, I think about Nelson, right? Nelson from The Simpsons. He was a bully. He was the one who always went ha ha after he would bully somebody. And so we got that aspect. I don't know about caliber, but for the dominance part, I would say, for example, a bully has dominance. Okay, what that means is that I may have a lot of something that allows me to dominate you. For example, I have a bigger size, you have a smaller size, and we're kids, and we're playing, and you don't have anything else on me. I can put myself in the position to bully you potentially, right? I can do that. Now, this is at a small level, okay? Now, again, so I'll clarify. So it's dominance versus caliber, okay? So, okay, here's another example. So, we're playing real Monopoly, all right? Like real life, real estate Monopoly and whatnot. Hotels, houses, streets, all that, right? Go to jail, all that stuff. If you have 100 times more money than I do, you have a big advantage in this money Monopoly game. You see what I'm saying? Dominance, right? Just have more of something, and because you're more of it, you just bully somebody. You dominate them. You know what I mean? What's another example? So that's that. You know, it's just me versus you, but I got a lot more on my side. It's like we're playing chess, but you only get two pawns, a king, no queen, and two bishops. That's it. I got all these pawns. I got rooks, two knights, two bishops. I got a queen, I got a king. I got all these pawns in front. Who do you think most likely will win? Right? At level one, I had a very basic level of thinking. So I always wanted to have more of something or be in the situation where I was the dominant one. And if I was not the dominant one, I was not interested in engaging. Okay? But I had to figure out some way to gain dominance and then use it. You know about my cheap trick term, right? Or philosophy. Level one, but the best of level one, the best of that class, and using cheap tricks to defeat people are at a higher level. However, with cheap tricks, the fallback is that they will discover what you're doing, and once they do, they will figure out what you're doing and how to respond to you. However, when they do respond to you, if you keep coming up with cheap tricks, you can survive. Now that requires you to run on a treadmill all the time be on a treadmill. Very difficult, very difficult, very difficult. But it shows a lot of survival heart, I would call it. I don't believe in heart, but I believe in survival heart. A lot of survival heart, man. Just non-stop treadmill, right? All right, so we got that. We got the dominance part. Now, caliber. Caliber is your ability. You know what? Ability does not define caliber. Ability is one small part of caliber. I've told you that Cyprus. Anyway, we've heard caliber in anything. Guns, they have different calibers of guns. Okay, I don't know much about guns. I don't know if it's the bullets or the guns. I'm pretty sure it's the guns. It could be definitely bullets too. At least in some parts, it could be bullets too that are at a higher caliber. I have a higher caliber gun, right? You know, I am the gun. You are the gun. Somebody's holding you, or we're just being launched. I'm the higher caliber. Who do you think is gonna win, right? It doesn't always have to do with winning, though. I do not believe that caliber and dominance fall into the same category. I do not believe that. But here's something that I'll talk about myself. I always do this to kind of better explain. So if I had more, like there was a time when I didn't have money and I wasn't in the 1%. I didn't have any connections. As of today, I got connections. I got money. I'm in the top 1%. And there's a lot of other things going on for me, right? That gives me a big dominance position, in a position to be dominant, because a lot of this stuff when it comes to all this stuff, like connections, all that stuff, doing all that, initiating my life and all that. Once I got out of that shell, initiating the life, I was still at a basic level. So my mentality was do more, do more, do more, as it's always been in my life. At some point, I reclined and stopped. At this point, what I would say is that not only do I have this dominance part with all the chips that I have on my side, all the different types of chips I have on my side. You know what I mean? Well, we shouldn't call them chips. We just call it dominance. Okay, I got all these different quantities or whatever you want to call them, different types of quantities of a bunch of stuff, and that's my dominance level. But with it, I have a caliber level. At a higher caliber, you can have somebody who's more dominant and you can defeat them. Easy. Easy smeezy. Having both, absolutely valuable. Absolutely valuable. Having both is absolutely valuable. Caliber can be measured in so many different ways. I mean, caliber in sports, you know what I mean? When we play video games, I don't know about real life and whatnot. In real life, they don't have this. This exists in video games. In video games, they take all the players or athletes and they assign an overall rating to them, which is made up of speed, typically speed, power, talent, skill, whatever, right? And they get the overall rating. Now, your best player, like a Michael Jordan, will be a 98. Iverson will probably be an 87, even though it deserves to be higher. And you'll have, Kobe Bryant, 93 and whatnot. This has existed like since the 90s when I used to play video games. That's like, that's caliber. But caliber can be measured in so many different ways. Caliber can be me making a name for myself. Me making a name for myself, let's say me going and robbing a bank, that's that's caliber right there. Putting my name out there, immediately being arrested, going to jail. I was in 2 different ranges. So I got to go to 2 different ranges and tell everybody my story. And everybody knew that this guy robbed the bank just now and he's in for bank robbery. And it was 2 different ranges that I went to. One had predominantly white population. One had a predominantly black population. But I went to both ranges and I told them all my story about how I robbed the bank. And that was caliber right there. And I got known for my caliber too. That's all part of caliber. See what I'm saying? In my opinion, it is difficult for one to exist without the other. The two must aid an individual or a party together. Yeah, man. Do you understand what I'm saying and how important it is? You have to work both of them together. At this point, do I think I'm a higher caliber? Yes. I think I have the other side? Yes. Do I think I have the overall everything? Yes. That puts me in a great position in the world because anything to be done to me can be done hundreds folds back. And if it takes a 1,000,000-man army against me, a 1,000,000-man army must suffer. Even though 1,000 soldiers show up against me, the fact that there's 1,000,000 behind them, a 1,000,000-man army sent 1,000 soldiers against me, each and every one will feel it. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. I mean, I don't think anybody's doubting me right now. I don't think anybody's doubting me. Anyways, I'm done. I will say